Hey, everybody. This week we've got Troy Gudgel, one of America's best hot rod builders on the show, and we're doing some country style pork ribs. Let's get into 5 quick minutes with Troy Gudgel. So, Troy, you have lots of stuff going on, man. I know you say you're busy. You're building a bunch of cool cars. You're on a YouTube series right now. You are the defending Barrett Jackson Cup champion. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's amazing. So, we're talking to the reigning champ.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we did that last year and walked away with the Bear Jackson Cup on that deal, and we've got a lot more coming this year. We've got 6 projects currently in motion. Everything from just getting started to finished up, running, driving, about ready to send out the door, and everything in between. We're shooting a YouTube series for Castrol Motor Oil and Barrett Jackson. That's the pilot's launched, and I believe episode 2 will come out next Tuesday. So we're doing that. I am in the process right now of launching another company that's just aftermarket hot rod muscle car parts line. We've been doing it for a couple of years, and just kind of branching out into a completely different business with the model, and going to grow and expand that. So yeah, there's a lot going on over here.
So if somebody is a novice and they don't know exactly what we're talking about, what does it mean when you fabricate a car part? What do you have to do that?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess a little bit of a background is what we do is at BBT Fabrications is build. I would call them high-end hot rods, muscle cars, classic cars, resto mods.
Mm.
A lot of people call them resto mods. So we'll take a older muscle car, 60s muscle car, and update it with newer suspension, brakes, modern engine, drivetrain, amenities, and then do some styling cues too. So there's a lot of features on those older cars, especially in the 60s muscle car era, that just weren't very good. So we've tried to make some things that aesthetically look better, but also perform better, and solve an issue of, one of the big things that we've done is mirrors. There's never really been anything out there that's aesthetically pleasing and works. That's the big key, is that you can actually use it, and it's a side mirror that mounts on the side of the car, and you can actually see out of them. Most of the mirrors, especially for the passenger side, for whatever reason, you can never see anything out of the passenger side mirror. So we've solved that problem. We've got 3 different lines of mirrors for multiple different vehicles, that you can bolt on and actually see out of.
What an incredible story. I mean, can you tell me a little bit about how you got into the hot rod business and I mean, we just wake up and we see this guy building incredible cars, he's BBT. I mean, where did this come from? Have you always built cars your whole life? Is this like a family thing? How did you get into this?
I was lucky enough as a kid to have a dad and a grandfather that were into classic cars and always had something around. I mean, I remember a '56 Ford pickup, lots of trucks, lots of classic trucks, whether it be Chevy pickups, whatever. In high school, well, it might have been even before I was in high school. My dad got a '66 Chevelle, which he still has to this day. We did a lot of work on that, changed the engine, transmission, suspension, brakes, and eventually painted it. And then the same thing, my grandpa had a '46 Chevy Coupe as well, and that got fully restored and hot rodded out. So it was kind of in my blood already. And then in high school, I turned 16, and I got a project truck. Needed painted, needed to get up and running, and so I did that with my dad and my grandpa, and we were real close doing that stuff. So it was kind of always in my blood. And right out of high school, my dad had a construction company, and so I started working at the construction company during the day and going to school at night at the local community college. And then I had my pickup truck, and I had some buddies that were into cars, and we just played with our cars and modified them and whatever. And one of my buddies said, hey, we should rent a little shop, and we'll split it. I think there was 4 of us at the time. We'll split it 4 ways, and that'll be a place where we can all kind of hang out and work on our cars. And And we did that, and then the next thing you know, we're doing little side projects for this buddy or that buddy, and that turned into being there for a little over a year, and I realized, man, I really like working on cars and making modifications to these cars or trucks or whatever, and so that kind of spiraled into this side job and that side job to where I was spending every night and every weekend in this little shop tinkering, making a little bit of side money, but just more so just doing it out of passion.
Guys, if you enjoyed that with Troy Gudgel, what a great guy, incredible car builder. Make sure you go find that full episode right where you found this episode, and you can listen to the entire conversation with Troy and I. And we'll see you next time on the Slow Smoke Business Show.